Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, how a prisoner at a mobile lockup got a cop's gun. A preliminary police report indicates that last night's bizarre shooting incident at the Montego Bay police lockup in Freeport, St. James, stemmed from an altercation involving 5 prisoners. A 35-year-old inmate who allegedly used the policeman's gun to shoot at his fellow inmates is facing charges of assault, wounding, and discharging a weapon. The incident happened about 7:30 p.m. It is reported that a dispute developed among 5 prisoners on the cell block, which resulted in a physical altercation. During the fight, one of the prisoners sustained stab wounds to his upper body. Cops on duty responded. Among them was an officer who was reportedly about to leave work. That cop reportedly placed his firearm under a desk in an area near the cell block before joining the response effort. The injured prisoner was later put in the area where the firearm was placed. He allegedly took the weapon and pointed it at one of the cops, with demands for the gate to the cell block to be opened. According to the report, the policeman opened the gate out of fear for his life. The armed prisoner then allegedly shot one of the prisoners before continuing to fire more shots in the cell area. A policeman was grazed by a bullet. An armed female cop who was in the vicinity reportedly went to assist her distressed colleagues but was reportedly frightened and was unable to respond. Another cop took her weapon and fired at the prisoner with a gun, hitting him in the upper body and the left foot, the report said. The prisoner then reportedly threw the gun on the floor. It was retrieved by the other cops. The injured cop, the rogue prisoner, and the man he shot were taken to the Cornwall Regional Hospital for treatment. No truth to online reports of embalming fluid in fish in Mandeville Market, says SRHA. The Southern Regional Health Authority is advising the public that reports have been circulated that embalming fluid was found in fish samples in the Mandeville Market in Manchester are false. The SRHA is encouraging persons to stop spreading false information and also for the public to verify information posted online, a news release from the authority said. It notes that the article being shared online is an old news report which was posted to Radio Jamaica news platform in June 2010. At that time, the chief medical officer for Manchester had stated that samples of fish being sold in the Mandeville Market were taken from 9 vendors, and all 9 samples contained traces of formaldehyde or embalming fluid, which is used to preserve the dead. She also stated that a further test would be conducted on fish being sold in the market to prevent a recurrence. Ammo seized on Elliston Road during snap raid. The police seized several rounds of ammunition during a snap raid along West Avenue, Elliston Road in Kingston on Friday, May 17. Reports are that about 3 p.m., a team of officers were in the area when a house was searched. A plastic bag containing 15 9mm cartridges was found to the rear of the premises, the police said. No one was taken into custody in relation to the find. 14 deaths, including 4 children, sends NRSC scrambling for answers to stem road carnage. An alarming 14 deaths, which included 4 children, on the nation's roads during the week ending Friday, May 17, forced the National Road Safety Council to convene a meeting in an effort to come up with measures to stem the carnage. Chairman of the NRSC, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, and the Transport Minister Darrell Vaz were among those who attended the meeting. Among the measures being considered is a reduction in the legally allowed alcohol level for drivers, the retraining for drivers of public passenger vehicles, and the increased use of breathalyzer tests. Until those measures take effect, relatives of the latest victims are left to mourn. The children killed during the course of last week ranged in age from 12 to 15, 2 of whom attended Titchfield High School in Portland. Those killed also included 5 pedestrians, 3 drivers of private motor cars, 2 passengers of commercial motor vehicles, and 2 passengers of public passenger vehicles. This is according to the latest statistics released last Friday by the Road Safety Unit, which is located inside the Island Traffic Authority. Up to May 17, a total of 161 people had been killed in 138 fatal crashes. The RSU said fatalities have increased by 1%, while fatal crashes are down by 5% when compared to the corresponding period in 2023. As is normally the case, males accounted for the majority of fatalities with 86% compared to 14% for females. Meanwhile, the western parishes of Trelawney, Westmoreland, St. James, and Hanover account for 28% of all fatal crashes this year. Of note is that Westmoreland records the most deaths among motorists, which are among the most vulnerable road users. The RSU said Portland, St. Mary, and St. Anne account for 19%, and St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and Clarendon account for 20% of the deaths on the roads this year. JLP wants a clear answer from Golding on status of his British citizenship. Deputy General Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party, Senator Charles Sinclair, is describing as hypocritical, unacceptable, and disgraceful opposition leader Mark Golding's response to questions about whether he is a British citizen. There have been questions regarding Golding's citizenship since his recent suggestion that a constitutional reform process should reconsider the current rule which bars certain dual citizens from sitting in the Jamaican Parliament. On Saturday, Golding responded saying, "I am a born Jamaican and have a Jamaican passport," but did not state whether he was still a British citizen. In a media release on Sunday, Sinclair said a direct answer from the opposition leader is necessary. He said Jamaica's aspiring head of government, being a citizen of another territory, would certainly raise serious questions of loyalty and allegiance, regardless of whether that territory is a member of the Commonwealth. The concern would apply to the constitutional role of the leader of the opposition. Given that the government of Jamaica is attempting to move Jamaica towards republic status, the leader of the opposition is clearly conflicted, and his motive for blocking the move now open to significant question, Sinclair added. Sinclair said it would be grossly insincere and hypocritical if Golding was still a British citizen when he said recently that it would be inappropriate for Jamaica to have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of King Charles Yard. The PNP president should immediately indicate whether he is prepared to do right by the Jamaican people by renouncing his British citizenship, which his spinning and equivocation have compelled many to now conclude that he conveniently retains, Sinclair continued. Farmer found dead with chop wounds to the head in Magotty. The Magotty police in St. Elizabeth have launched an investigation into the death of a farmer whose body was found with multiple chop wounds Saturday night. The deceased has been identified as Mark Robinson, 46 years old, of Vauxhall District, Magotty, St. Elizabeth. The police say they were summoned after Robinson's body was found by residents along a roadway in Magotty about 7 p.m. The body had several chop wounds to the head. Investigators are yet to establish a motive for the killing.